Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me. I'm just going to do a couple more pages in my Junk Journal January challenge. I think when you were with me last time, we did the Blossom and Sparkle, I think it was called. And then we did Hidden. And the next one that I did without you, just checking what it was called, was Pocket and Throwback. No, it wasn't. It was that one, which was Intricate. And I really struggled with Intricate. I could have used lace or, die cuts if I had any or things like that. But what came to my mind was intricate things. So like the workings of a clock, how intricate they are. And then I also thought about nature and people and how that we've got that intricate balance, how we all work together, how it works, the world works. So I put little people and eggs there. And I guess really I did struggle with it. So I ended up just doing a collage that made me smile. So that was that was that one. The next one was Pocket and Throwback. So my throwback, I went back in time and I used a couple of the images from Rachel Roxy Creations. I can't think of the name of the kit off the top of my head. It's not medieval. It'll come to me, but that's what I did with that. And I use the beautiful images because they bring me joy when I see them. And I put the background paper on as well. So I enjoyed that. And the paper there as well. And Pocket, I used an envelope for a pocket. And another for the throwback was I watched Marguerite Miller's video, and she made like a wallet out of an envelope. Then I really liked it, so I thought I'd make one and put it in here so I can keep it and remember to make one. So it's made out of a brown envelope, and it's a window envelope. And I've made a little card that looks out of the envelope. So that's the gentleman whose wallet this is. I just back that with an image from Paris. And also a lady in there who I think is the love of his life. So he carries a photograph of her around. So they're in there. And then there's just a couple of pockets where, in a gentleman's wallet, they keep all sorts of tickets, ephemera, little bits and pieces, train tickets, maybe a business card or something. So I just put those in there, and I thought that was really fun to make. And I was imagining that it was a leather wallet, so I put stamped it guaranteed strictly high grade and perfection on the front because that's the make of the wallet. Renaissance, I think it's Renaissance, those from just thinking. Next was I think it was Hobbies. So Hobbies, again, the obvious is I like to craft, but I also do lots of sewing, knitting, machine sewing. So this was a really useful image that I had here. That was from Mrs. Cog. And on the inside, junk journals. And I also like to read. And I found a quote and it said, "A house without books is like a room without windows." So that was my Hobbies, which I was pleased with. And then this is it of the day? Oh, from the day. And I can't get through the day without a cup of tea. Husband gets me a cup of tea every morning. So I just used the label from a tea bag in there. I put a lady drinking the tea and I sat her inside the teacup, and I just put some images of different teas there behind her, and I enjoyed that one as well. And then the next one was Barcode. So that's my take on Barcode. When I saw Barcode, I immediately thought zebras. So I got a couple of images of zebras, and the background paper there is, I think it is zebra fur, or it's a print of zebra, and then the barcodes and the zebras hiding amongst them. So that was a fun one to do as well. Then so I finished one side of the book, which was quite an achievement for me. I've never got this far before. Starting this side, it was folded, And so I had a bag, paper bag that has been folded, and then I put it as a flip so it's folded as well, and I've just decorated it. And I wanted to put that at the front of this part of the journal because I want to save things from the year in there, so I just thought that was useful to put on. And then I had this laying around my desk from when I'd done the barcode that I hadn't used, so I just put it on, and it says, life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. So that was my folded. This was top 5. So top 5 for me was, I love images of people, so I like the old cabinet cards and things, so I put that on. I love numbers, papers with numbers on. I enjoy that. I'm a big fan of Art Deco and Art Nouveau, so kind of William Morris type papers always draw me. I like to think that I'm curious about things, and I love frogs. So that was my top 5. And then we're down to the next page, which is, I think it was maps. Maps. Okay. So maps, I'm just going to open it up. The maps part, I've had a look to see what I can find. And I think that what I want to do is just a basic collage. So I've got this map. I've got it upside down, haven't I? This is, well, it's just a map, really. It's from a book. Oh, the other side of it. No, I think I am actually. It's a map of France, and later this year, or this year in June, we're going across to Europe in our camper van, and my husband's booked for us to go. Well, he's booked the outward journey and he's booked the inward journey on the shuttle. Make sure I'm just putting that the right way, not upside down. And we're going for 4 weeks, so that's going to be quite an adventure for us. I feel it's a long time to be away. He wanted to be away for longer, and I kind of went, let's just do the 4 weeks to start with. And he didn't want to book anything, so we're not booking any campsites or anything. We're just going, and we're just going to see where it takes us. So I've had a look at things that I've got laying around. I've got an old piece of a map there. Tear that bit off there, I think. So I've got a bit of a map there. Well, I'm hoping we don't find any roads that are so congested. And what I thought, I've also found a little bit of paper, and it's about trains in France. So that's kind of appropriate. I was just trying to look at where, so maybe I could put that on as well. And then in the Tim Holtz things, I found Nottingham. Well, I live at Nottingham, so that's got to go on because that represents me and hubby. That's where we are. And London Bridge. Now, for Christmas, my daughter-in-law has bought me and my grandson tickets to go to Harry Potter World, which is in London. So I will be going to London later this year. So I think that needs to go on as well. London Bridge. This is a steamboat. We're hoping to go back up to the Lake District, and actually on the lakes there they do have a steamboat, so I thought a steamboat might be nice to have on. We're going away in June, nearly the 11th. We go on the 13th, and I thought I might change that to say 2023. I wonder what it would look like. So that would be 2023, because that's when we're going. So I thought that was nice. And I found a little Tim Holtz. It doesn't look like me and my husband, but I thought it might be nice to have us there, because that's us, that's what we're doing, that's where we're going. So I think I'm going to tear that down a little bit, just so I can see a bit more of the map in the background. Stick that on. Start with the big piece, I think. So how are you all doing? Is anybody still doing this challenge? I am struggling to get them done. I will finish it, but it takes me so long to think about what I want to do. The prompts don't come quickly to me, is what I'm saying. It takes me a while to think. I don't look at a prompt and go, oh yes, I'll do this. I'm just looking for some glue. Not sure where it's gone. It's right the other side of the room. So it does take me a little while, and it's always difficult if I look at what other people are doing for inspiration. I then can't think of anything other than what they've made. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I wanted to put the French bit on, didn't I? Which way? That way. It influences me, and then I can't think of anything, and I don't want to do the same as other people. I know I made the Marguerite Miller wallet, but I thought that was just such fun. I wanted to give it a go. So I'm just going to put that, just collaging the pieces on, really. Just get rid of these white edges. I think they may stand there. I don't know how I want that. I don't know where I want to put it. The top, the bottom. This doesn't look anything like me and my husband, I know, but it's representative. Artistic license required, I think, is what you'd say. If we put that there, put that there. Yeah, I'll just do it like that, I think. Oh, I didn't put the lid on my glue. It's not dried. I've seen some absolutely amazing pages that people have done with this challenge. Absolutely amazing. I don't know where people get their ideas from sometimes. My brain just does not work like that. It's funny, when I was at work, I was in personnel, HR. I was a HR business partner, and I used to do lots of training with people. And we used to look at different, what different types people were. And there was one activity that we did where we'd split people up. You do like an assessment and you find out what type they are. So, you know, extroverts, introverts and things like that. But this one, just move that over there a little bit, I think. This one thing that we did was you break the people up into two groups. So they're both in their own type of group, but they don't know that. And you put something in front of them, like a tray, and on that tray you'd have things like a train ticket, a wallet, or a card, a set of keys, just odd things together. And then you'd ask them to what those images, what those items meant to them. And the one group would come up with things like, we're going on a train journey, we've got the keys to a flat when we get there, we've got the wallet so we can go and see a show. And they were really into what they could do with those items. And I was always in the group that looked at them and went, well, it's a set of keys, it's a ticket, it's a what? It never resonated with me that it could be anything other than. And it was just really interesting to see how different people use different things, you know, how it interacts with folk. But anyway, that was a long time ago. So I like that. That's my maps, and it's relevant to me, where I live. Me and hubby off to France in June this year, and I'm going to Harry Potter World. Can't wait. Looking forward to that. My grandson and I are both very excited. I think the next prompt was hand lettered. Now, hand lettered obviously wants you to write something, but what I want to do on my page for hand lettered is I want to make a list through the year of where we go on holiday to, so that I can remember what we did this year. I'm going to fold that over a little bit further. So I've got a postcard here printed out. I don't know if you can see. I can't remember where these postcards are from, but there's a postcard there that I am going to put on that page. And in that pocket throughout the year, I'm going to start a list of where we go and what we do this year on our holidays, on our travels, because the idea when we finished work, I finished work back in 2017 it was, and the idea was that we'd get the camper van and we would go and travel, because time's ticking, folks. Time is ticking, and I think you can only do it for a certain length of time before it just becomes too much for you to do it. So we want to see more of the world than we've seen so far. So we're off to France, as I say, in June, but we don't intend just staying in France. We're gonna hop around Europe. So this is going to be the pocket that I am going to write where we go. I want to make a list and see how often we get to go away. It sounds easy when you finish work. Oh, we'll just finish work and we'll go on trips and we'll just pack up and go. But then my mum's getting older and she's got doctor's appointments that she needs, and then the kids need help with the grandkids, which I love to do. And before you know it, your days and weeks are all booked up, and you've ended up doing nothing that you wanted to do yourself. Now, just so that I can remember, leave myself a little reminder, I'm just looking to see if I've got a pen. You'd think I'd have a pen, wouldn't you? I wonder if this one works. It does. Now, this year, what we did was we went away January 2023. We spent 4 days in the Lake District. It was very cold, wet and windy, but that's what we did. And so that is going to go in my pocket, and I'm going to add to it. So every time we go away, I'm going to put something, I might re-stick that. I'm going to put something in here that says what we've done and where we've been away to. And hopefully I haven't got that on the edge. No, I haven't. So that's my handwritten. I know it's not very handwritten at the minute, but it will be. I think I might just add a little bit of colour onto that. I've got some stamps. I might like to put a stamp on it. It says me picking a stamp, a Canadian stamp. I was looking at the birds thinking, flying, we're going to fly this year. We're not flying literally, but we're going to fly away in our little camper van and go wherever it takes us. I might use one of, I know it's a new stamp, but I might use one of those New Zealand ones on there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So So we're going off travelling in our little camper van. Me, hubby and the dog. Travelling around Europe for a month, and let's see where it takes us. But I will add to that as the year goes. So that's my maps and my travel, and that's handwritten. Oh, that's coincidence, isn't it? The paper that I've used is actually handwritten, just not by me. So there we go. Now the next page, I think it was texture and experimental. So I thought that I would do something for both of those pages. Combine them, that's what I'm trying to say. I've got that, I might put that in there as well. I can write on the back of that, can't I? There we go. Yeah, texture and experimental. So I thought about this, and I thought about using texture paste, but I've not had a lot of success with that, and I just didn't want to mess it up. You know, I like how this little journal's coming. So what I did was I thought I'll use fabric, and I'm in love with what I did. I've made this little, it's going to be a double page, so it's experimental and it's texture. So these are leaf, petal flower shapes that I knew a lady that had a die cuts that you cut fabric with, and she let me cut some fabric. And what I've done is I've put them on this piece of fabric and I've machine stitched around them. I don't know if you can see that. And I just love it. I'm so pleased at how it turned out. And I wanted to do it small scale because my thought was, wouldn't that make an absolutely beautiful journal cover? I think it would. And I'm tempted not to put it in the book and to actually use it as a little journal cover. But what I think I will do is make a slightly larger version of this as a journal cover. It can go either way. There's no right or wrong. You know, that's the way I did it to be. But the idea is that I will stick that in there, and that will be my experiment and texture. And I just love it. Really love it. So that will go in there. Oh, shove it in. Get it in. And then the next one was past and present. Oh boy, did I struggle with past and present. Oh, it's not, it's old and new. Old and new. Yep, struggled like you wouldn't believe with that. And I was looking through the internet, having a look at old and new, and I could have done an old person, a baby, something, an old fashioned car, a new car. There was lots of things I could have done. But then I came across something that said, if you see lions back to back, it represents past and present. Past and present to me is old and new. So I really like this one. I had a bit of a brainwave, I think. I found a couple of images of lions, and I managed to find them going in the opposite directions. So past and present, old and new. That's what it represents. That's what the internet told me. So I believe it. So I then thought about words. So we've got then, previous, before, and past. So different things that mean old or past and present. And then I've also got present, current, here, and now. And I know it's a really simple page, and I know that I'm not adding any colour to it. I splattered some gold earlier because it takes a while to dry. But I just liked that spread, and to me, the fact that it was this page with, you know, the dark garden. Apparently it's colonies of poets, narcissus and broadleaf saxifrage. Who knew? But I just liked it with this. And so that is going to be my, that's going to be my spread. I don't know how I want them. I don't think it really matters. There we go. So that's what I'm going to do. And that is my, is it old and new? Old and new. So who knew that two lions faced back to back was past and present? Told my husband and he said, really? That's what it said. And I believe what I read on the internet. It has to be true, doesn't it? So my grandson tells me everything on the internet is true. You try telling a 9-year-old that actually it's not always true. Maybe somebody's true, but not necessarily ours. Here we go. And then I'm just going to stick these on in no particular order. So we've got before. I can't see if they're going on level, but never mind. And I've gone round these in gold as well. Before, then, oops. And I've got some little letter stamps that I managed to stamp these on. So they're a bit wonky because I've only got one set of alphabets. So if it's got the same letter in, I have to do it twice. So before, previous, then and past. Like that. And then we've got, my glue's running out. We've got present. And I suppose that is walking into the past and that's walking into the future. Well, actually he's laying down, isn't he? But I'm not going to get picky. Here. Now. I suppose there's lots of words I could have used, but that's what I picked. I thought for a minute I'd stuck them all over onto the next page. So that is my, just check what the prompt was, new and old. So I've gone new and old, past and present. And I think that's me happy, very happy with that. I don't quite know how to glue that in. I'm loath to, in a way, I'm loath to glue it in, but it looks so nice when I'm flicking through the book. And you come to that page. Shall we pretend? We're flicking through the book. Here we go. And then you come across that page. It just brings me joy. So it's definitely going to go in. I'm just sorting out how to glue it in. The other thing that I liked is if I do use this as a journal cover, is the back, I think, looks just as pretty as the front. Love, love, love it. My only thing is that I haven't got many of these fabric cutouts left. But I think I've probably got enough to make a couple of journal covers. So I think I will do that. So that's my prompt so far, and I'm happy with that one as well. So I hope you like it. I am extremely stuck on the next one, which is stickers, because I haven't got stickers. I know I could use washi tape. So how many have I got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oof, nearly there, folks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got just enough pages left to finish it off. Crikey me. So that's me. I hope you like what I've done. I hope you like my interpretation. But this is a personal journal of mine. So I just hope you like it. Thanks a lot, folks. I do appreciate you joining me. Take care and I'll catch you soon. Bye.